Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Hendrik from Germany.
Hi, I'm Bibi from France.
Hi, I'm Paul from the UK.
Hi, I'm Christina from USA.
If we're talking about a very general stereotype, I feel that English people are quite polite and quite reserved. But
Sorry, I was having a cup of tea.
a couple of years ago, there was this ad campaign by I forget which company, but they're trying to show like the differences between different countries. And the example was, I guess, probably an Italian guy. He's running for a train and he misses the train. The train leaves without him, and he like takes his bag and he throws it on the floor. And he's like, ah! And they're showing an English guy doing the same situation. First, like, he doesn't run for the train. He walks very quickly, but trying not to stand out. And then when the train leaves, he just like stops and like pretends nothing was wrong. And so I think English people try to like stay in the background and not make a show. We're not normally using our hands like mainly.
Very mannered.
Very calm, unless football's involved, and then
What do Germans think of British?
Like British people are like very like gentleman people. Like the Queen always like very well dressed and with a hat and looks like very like clean and royal.
It's true.
I mean, it's true for the Queen. And also, there's been so much immigration into the UK from Caribbean and Africa and South Asia, so it's hard to define exactly what a British person is nowadays. So I guess what you're thinking is like traditional white guy like me.
In France it's kind of similar as the UK now. It's very cosmopolitan, so it might be very hard to say, oh, this is a French person, because there are like so many nationalities. Even myself, I'm an immigrant in France, even though I have French nationality. So I feel like the typical French girl now, it kind of has switched from the past to now. But honestly, we still have this thing where like we would drink a lot of wine at dinner. Like a lot of people kind of like they drink and then they eat, but we drink as we eat, like wine.
That sounds good.
Exactly. And just like, I'm not really sure, like just in Paris specifically, a lot of people say Parisians are rude, which is like kind of sad reputation, but everybody's really stressed and like everybody's like really, it's like pali culture, but in France it's kind of like similar. Everybody's like really like stressed out and just going.
그거 얘기해줄 수 있어요? 인사 어떻게 하는지.
Usually people would think we just say bonjour, which is true. Like if you go to a bank or something, you're like bonjour. But if you're meeting like your friends, salut ça va, and then you go salut ça va. Alors t'as fait quoi du coup? Like these kinds of things, like you kind of just go like yeah, 뭐 주말에 뭐 있어? Like directly we start like talking very freely.
미국에도 이거 있어요?
No.
Already on the mouse.
I think like in America, a lot of like friends hug each other. Like even if we saw each other yesterday, they're like, hey girl, hey, what's up? You know? And even sometimes with like, I mean, not complete strangers, you wouldn't go up and like hug a stranger, but let's say like I met my friend's friend that I heard a lot about. They'd be like, oh, hey girl, I met a lot, you know, or I heard a lot about you. And then you may hug. So I remember like when I was in high school and middle school, in the morning at school, every time I saw my friend, like we would always like hug each other, you know?
자, 영국은 이런 스킨십 어떻게 생각하세요?
In England too, certain people kiss when they greet each other, but I'm not sure of the rules about who you're supposed to kiss, and it's really complicated. You just have to follow people's lead. I think my overall impression is done by relatively posh people, so upper middle class to like and above. I think some people do it every time they meet their friend, but other people they do it when you've not seen someone for a while. So someone who you're quite familiar with, but you haven't seen them for a while, then you kiss them a fake air kiss.
Oh yeah, the air kiss.
And sometimes it's on one side, sometimes it's on both sides, and you just kind of, it gets very awkward.
Yeah.
Usually I would say Germans are very professional and relaxed and smart people. So
They're a bit like laid back, right?
you're a little bit laid back,
Yeah.
yeah.
British people have two main stereotypes about Germans. The first one is that Germans don't really have a sense of humour compared to other countries. They're not that funny, and if you tell a joke, they don't laugh that much.
I think like a lot of Germans have a very like dry humor or very black humor. So,
It's like sarcasm and stuff like that,
yeah,
right?
sarcasm is very funny.
And the second one, I think this is probably a bit dated now, but when I was like a kid and we used to go on holidays to resorts in Spain or other countries in Europe, there was this kind of stereotype that Germans get up very early and they take their towel down to the swimming pool and put it on a sunbed to reserve it, and then they disappear.
That's like
kind
so true. Yeah. Also, I heard that and I saw that. Also, I don't like that because like Germans usually a lot of Germans go every year to, for example, Spain. So they would just reserve already their bench, only put their towels, so it means nobody can be here anymore. Then they do whatever, but in case they come, they have a bench and other people like.
Wow.
So it's true.
What should they do? They have to sit on the floor.
If you go like overseas, like other countries, how can you like tell that that guy's from Germany?
Usually we have a little, sometimes I think like a face is very clearly to recognize sometimes, German face. And then also like just the charisma.
I would say it's kind of hard because it really depends on where in the US you are living. The East Coast, West Coast, the Midwest, they all have their own types of culture. But I would say like if I were to go to like a different country, not the US, and be like, oh, that person's American, I would say like this small talk. But I noticed that a lot of Americans that, like for example, I see in Korea, they are more kind of like vocal, and they may like talk to, like if they go to the coffee shop, they may talk to the person making their coffee. They're like, oh, the weather's really nice today, don't you think? Or, oh, I really like your hair. Like, like the small talk like that, I think is quite common for people from the USA.
Outgoing.
Very casual, like casual talk.
영국 사람은 이 사람은 미국 사람이다 하는 거 있어요?
So
I think-
it's okay.
I think what she just said, like lots of unnecessary small talk and have a nice day, have a nice day, have a nice day.
Exactly.
How are you doing today? And
Right.
like, well, I'm just buying a coffee, so shut up and let me buy my coffee. And beyond that, I think from a British point of view, we normally find Americans to be kind of like arrogant, very much like USA is the best and
Right.
USA,
Yeah.
USA.
There's like often that type of stereotype and also just kind of like complaining. So maybe like if you go to a restaurant, they would be kind of picky, about their food.
I think you can recognize Americans by the way they dress to some degree as well.
Yeah, kind of the fashion.
Lots of sleeveless vests and baseball caps and
Yeah, like jeans and like boots and sometimes like plaid.
So today we talked about some of the different characteristics or stereotypes about each country.
And if you like this video,
Please subscribe, like, and
Comments. See you next time.
Bye.